بسم الله الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدى هدى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة كل ضلالة في النار. Concerning the statement of Umar that we're going to deal with right now, because in reality the asl of his statement is it is a hadith of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but I want to mention this very quickly. When Umar saw our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam upset with the people, and he was telling them, ask, because they made him upset. Because the kathrat su'al and asking a lot of questions to the prophets and the messengers is what destroyed the people who went before us, Bani Israel. He came to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he got down on his knees. The hadith said, Baraka amamu. He got down on his knees. We don't want anybody to take this out of context and to practice it the wrong way, like the people who want to respect the sheikh of the tasawwuf or any sheikh. So you get down on your knees, you bow down. It's not permissible nowadays. The people from Yemen came and they were bowing down, and the Prophet said, don't bow down. Don't make ruku' out of respect. Don't make sajda. He told people out of respect. He said, shake hands. And in the musafaha, it is khair. He also hugged people. So bowing down in ruku' and a sajda is even worse. We don't do that. What if a person really feels bad about something that transpired between him and his mother or his father, and he really feels really, really bad? The wife and the husband, and the man wants to divorce his wife. And out of respect and to show her position and her love, respect, her position of weakness, she don't want to get divorced, she bowed down or she gets on her knees, say, please, please. Not begging, but making herself the leader, like, please, please, don't divorce me, or please forgive me, please forgive me. Some of the scholars allow that out of respect, but not out of al-khushu' and ibadah. So Umar doing that to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we can understand that. He wanted to please him and stop the people from doing it. So he said, and this is what we're going to deal with, inshallah, Raditu billahi rabban wa bil islami dinan wa bi Muhammadin rasula, or nabiyan. Narrations come with both of that, so you got to pay attention here, because this dua is important, as you're going to see. Some of the places where we have dua, the dua for that thing may be quite long. This also is a dua for some of those. So if you want to do this dua, it is shorter and it's easy to comprehend. You don't have to even know Arabic to understand what it's saying. I'm pleased with Allah as my Lord. Raditu billahi rabba. I'm pleased. Radiyallahu anhu. You know that word? وَرَضِيتُ بِالْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا. And I'm pleased with Islam as my deen. وَرَضِيتُ بِمُحَمَّدًا نَبِيًّا. I'm pleased with Muhammad as my Nabi or my Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the first thing that we want to bring to your attention is the hadith that has been collected by Imam Abu Dawood rahimahullah ta'ala on the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, a companion who narrated a lot of hadith. He was from the Muqthirin, narrated a lot of hadith. He said that the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, listen to this hadith and consider it. من قال رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد نبيا وجبت له الجنة. Anyone who just says these words, sitting there right now, then the Jannah is an obligation for him. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri narrated the hadith, is authentic. So just sitting there in the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, those first 10 days after the Salat, whenever during the course of the day, saying it with conviction and understanding, then this is the reward, Al-Jannah. And for this reason, Al-Imam Ibn al-Qayyim, he said, this hadith, this statement is a statement, Al-Islam revolves around this whole statement. Us being in this masjid is from this statement. Us just praying Maghrib from this statement. Everything about our existence in Al-Islam, yandariju, when it comes under this statement. Everything, the whole religion is built upon this statement. I'm pleased with Allah as my Lord, Al-Islam as my deen, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as my Nabi. We're going to come back to that. It's important. So from the rewards of it, whoever says it, the Jannah is wajib. So I want to say it, and you say it with me, inshallah. Just for ta'lim, we're going to do it together. 1, 2, 3. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمدا نبيا وجبت له الجنة. The second hadith is the hadith of his uncle, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Al-Abbas, Abdul Muttalib. May Allah be pleased with him. Very important to understand this. You're not going to find very many hadith from the uncle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His son narrated a lot of hadith. He was from the Muqthirin. He narrated 2,660 hadith. From them, 1,660 are in Bukhari and Muslim. His father, Al-Abbas, narrated 35 hadith. 35. That's it. And from those 35, 3 of those hadith are in Sahih Muslim, and this is one of them. And only one hadith that he narrated, Al-Abbas, is in Sahih Bukhari. Only one. Al-Abbas, he said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, ذاق طعم الإيمان من رضي الله ربا من رضي بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا. Sahih Muslim. So the hadith said, anyone who says these 3 things will taste al-Iman. Al-Iman. And there's no conflict between this hadith and the other hadith that's authentic as well, Bukhari and Muslim. He mentions sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ثلاث من كن فيه وجد بهن حلاوة الإيمان. There are 3 things. If anyone has these 3 things, he will taste the sweetness of al-Iman. The first one, that he loves Allah and his messenger more than anybody else. رضيت بالله ربا وبمحمد نبيا. The second thing, أن يحب المرء ولا يحبه إلا لله. That he loves someone only for Allah's sake. They don't have any nasab between them. They don't have anything other than al-Islam is what connects them. And they love each other for that. And the third thing is he hates to go back into kufr after Allah saved him from kufr, just as he hates being thrown in the fire. Anybody who doubts his existence, he would taste the halawa of al-Iman. This other hadith said, Al-Abbas said, whoever says this, then he'll have the taste of al-Iman. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri also narrated this hadith, the same hadith that Abbas narrated. But when he heard it from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one who says this, these 3 things will taste al-Iman. When Abu Sa'id al-Khudri heard that, he said he was impressed with it. He said, Ya Rasulullah, repeat it again. He repeated it. Repeat it again. He repeated it. Repeat it again. He repeated it. So these kind of words, they just didn't pass by the companions like that. It's something that it brought their spirits and their arwah alive. Raditu billahi rabban wa bil islami dina wa bi Muhammadan rasula. That's the second hadith. The first one, anyone who says it, the Jannah is wajib. The second thing, anyone who says it, then he will taste al-Iman. The third one is very important because it takes the place of some of those longer hadith that we should say, but they're long. So you still do this one, and it is tremendous in its reward. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم ما من عبد مسلم يقول حين يصبح وحين يمسي رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا إلا كان حقا على الله أن يرضيه يوم القيامة. Anybody who, when he wakes up in the morning and when he goes to sleep at night, he says when he wakes up, رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا here, then it is the haqq that Allah will make him pleased Yawm al-Qiyamah. May Allah be pleased with us Yawm al-Qiyamah and give us pleasure as well. Make us pleased. Pleased how? We're in the Jannat al-Firdaus, seeing the prophets, the Anbiya, the Mursaleen, salawatullahi wassalamu alayhim, seeing the companions, us being in Jannah with our children, our parents, us being in Jannah, and knowing that Allah Ta'ala is getting intiqam from the people who oppressed us, and things like that. But just being in the Jannah, you'll be pleased with all what's in the Jannah. So if you wake up and you say that dua, you go to sleep, you say the same dua, the same one, then it is haqqan ala Allah. In our Kitab al-Tawheed, he asks his companion, Atadri ma haqqullah ala al-ibad? وَمَا حَقُّ الْعِبَادِ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Ya Mu'ab, do you know the haqq of Allah? The haqq of the servants on Allah and the haqq of Allah on the servants? He said Allah and his messenger know best. He says the haqq that Allah has over his servants is they worship him and they don't make shirk with him. And the haqq that they have with Allah, if they do that, he won't put them in the hellfire. So if you say this dua, it is haqqan ala Allah. As I mentioned, there are a lot of duas that you say for the morning and the night. We got to try to memorize as many as we possibly can, but this is an easy one. And if you just stuck with this one, inshallah, it's enough. It's enough. But there are some other ones that are also very important. So that's the third thing, ikhwani. Whoever says it, the Jannah is wajib upon him. Number two, whoever says it, he tastes al-iman, al-iman. The third one, if he says it in the morning and at nighttime, then it's the haqq of Allah that Allah will make him pleased Yawm al-Qiyamah. The fourth and final place where this hadith comes, and this is really important, has a little bit of fiqh in it, is for the adhan. The adhan. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم من قال حين يسمع المؤذن وأنا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله رضيت بالله ربا وبمحمد رسولا وبالإسلام دينا غفر الله له ما تقدم من ذنبه. When the mu'adhin says the adhan, we repeat after mu'adhin. And whoever says this after repeating after mu'adhin, and I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship but Allah, wahdahu la sharika lah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is Abdullah and is Rasul. Whoever says that, and then he says, I'm pleased with Allah as my Lord, I'm pleased with Muhammad as my Nabi, as Rasul, and I'm pleased with Al-Islam as the Deen. So in this hadith of the adhan, Rasul comes before Al-Islam. He said, anyone who says that, then Allah will forgive him from what went in his past deeds. Now this is really important. You got to pay attention here. There's ikhtilaf between the ulama of al-hadith. When should the person say this behind the mu'adhin? The scholars took two positions. They said one position is after the mu'adhin says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, he says, wa ana ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu, raditu billahi rabban, wa bi Muhammadan rasula, wa bil islami dina, غفر الله له ما تقدم من ذنبه. So that is one position and opinion, that you say it when the mu'adhin says the second, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. The second position is you say it at the end. At the end, when he is finished with the adhan, you say it at the end. For the brothers who are on the Shura, I sent a thing to the WhatsApp group. You check that out, what those scholars were saying in that regard. So what most of the ulama was saying, though, is al-ihtiyat, that what you should try to do is you should try to say that one at that time and then say it at the other time as well. Do this one sometimes, do that one sometimes. Do both of them, no problem. Do both of them, no problem. So the fourth one is doing the adhan, and there's some subtle differences in the adhan. Who did I say said that this hadith, Raditu billahi rabban wa bil islami dina wa bi Muhammadan rasula or nabiya? Which scholar that I mentioned said that this hadith, this statement, is the madar of al-Islam? Which scholar did I say said that? Ibn Qayyim, tremendous scholar. He said al-Islam, the whole religion, is predicated upon this hadith. And it's pretty clear. That doesn't take away, Ikhwani, very important, what the scholars said about the four hadith that the religion of al-Islam are built upon. Famous statement. Anybody here who has studied the 40 hadith of al-Imam al-Nawawi? All the time, for everyone who ever explained that book, they're going to tell you that the hadith in al-Imam al-Nawawi, those ahadith are called al-ahadith al-kulliyah. How would you describe, how would you translate that? Al-kulliyah. They're inclusive, they include everything. Or they are called al-ahadith al-jawami'. No, Umar is khatir, ya, mashallah. Al-Ahadith al-Jawami', because they're from the Jawami' al-Kalim. And Imam al-Shafi'i said that these four hadith, he said about Raditu billahi rabban, it is the hadith Umdatud Deen. That's how important it is, like the pillar of the religion. So this hadith, Raditu billah, the scholars said, all of the religions on it. It doesn't take away from the fact that scholars said there are four ahadith that the whole religion is resting on. What are those hadith? All of them are in the 40 hadith of Imam al-Nawawi. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. The deeds are judged by the intentions. إِنَّ الْحَلَالَ بَيِّن وَإِنَّ الْحَرَامَ بَيِّن. The hadith of avoiding the mushtabihat and stuff like that. The religion of al-Islam is on that. مِنْ حُسْنِ إِسْلَامِ الْمَرْءِ تَرْكُهُ مَا لَا يَعْنِيهِ. From a person's good Islam, leaving alone what doesn't concern you. Mind your own business. We have more than enough to make ourselves busy. But we don't have to put our nose in other people's business unnecessarily. And the fourth hadith is the hadith, Izhad fi dunya yuhibbukallah wa izhad fima fi aydin nas yuhibbukan nas. In this dunya, don't be a person who's trying to accumulate everything, and don't be like that. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Have zuhd. Be moderate. If you do that, Allah will love you. And also, as it relates to what people have, don't look at what people have and say, oh, I wish I had that. Look, I want to get that. Don't look. And he said, don't. If you do that, then the people will love you. But if you're one of those people who's always talking about what someone has and people hear that, they will despise you because, they're afraid you give them the evil eye. You are hasid, haqid, envious, and so forth and so on. Now, those 4 hadith that we just mentioned, that's with some of the scholars, not all of them. Al-Imam Ahmed said 3 hadith. He didn't say 4. He said 3 hadith. The whole religion revolves on them. The whole religion is on them. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ إِنَّ الْحَلَالَ بَيِّنْ وَإِنَّ الْحَرَامَ بَيِّنْ. And the hadith, مَنْ أَحْدَثَ فِي أَمْرِنَا هَذَا مَا لَيْسَ مِنْهُ فَهُوَ رَدٌّ. Anyone who introduces anything in this religion, it will be rejected. He only said 3. Other scholars said other hadith. Other scholars said other hadith. One of the greatest scholars of Al-Islam is Al-Imam Ishaq ibn Rahuwiya. They call him Rahuway. The Sheikh of Al-Imam Al-Bukhari, Ahmed, and he had his own madhab. And they said his madhab was better and stronger than all of the madhahib that survived. He said that this religion is on 4 ahadith, 4. He mentioned other than those. There should be no la darar wa la darar. It's from the Jawami al-Kalim. There should be no harming people and no reciprocating harm. The other day, an African-American boy, they said was in a stolen car with his friends. The police chased him. They stopped and got out of the car and they started running. One of them fell. The boy fell. A gun came out and the cop shot him and killed him. His father, a few days after that, got in the car, saw a policeman who had nothing to do with that issue. He just ran him over and killed him. He ran him over and he killed him. And it was a big issue in America. Did you guys hear about that? You heard about what happened in D.C., right? Yeah. So this hadith, as an African American, and they always beating us up and they always killing us. I understand how that father felt. I understand. And I also understand how African Americans were celebrating what he did on the internet. They were celebrating that. Putting that to music when he was walking in front of the police in the court and he was looking at them. But as an African American, can I condone that? Prophet Muhammad says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, la darar wa la dirar. You shouldn't harm anyone, nor should you reciprocate harm. We don't have that in our religion. So that imam brought that hadith, the other hadith. Verily, each and every one of you is brought together in his mother's stomach as a leech, like as a sperm, for 40 days. And then as a leech-like clot for 40 more days. And then as a morsel of flesh for 40 days, 120. And then the angel was sent and told and commanded in order to write down his lifespan, his rizq, how he's going to live, and so forth and so on. So all of these ahadith are from the Jawami al-Kalim. So really, the Prophet's religion that he brought, his sunnah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the scholars just picking out these hadith to say that these hadith are extra important. Verily, Allah is pure, and he only accepts that which is pure. And verily, we sent the messengers, and we told them to eat from that which is pure, and so forth and so on. So don't be of the person, listen, who says, well, that sheikh said this hadith is the one that al-Islam is all upon. And then you hear and just hear something, you can't get your mind across that. All of these serve the same purpose. All of them serve the same purpose. So that's what we wanted to mention today concerning that. One more time, I'm going to say it. We're going to say it together. We're going to say the hadith together. When you wake up in the morning, you say this. When you go to bed at night, you say it. All right? I'm going to count to 3. Oh, yeah, in the morning 3 times. When you get up in the morning, you say it 3 times. And when you go to sleep, 3 times. All right? 1, 2, 3. Raditu billahi rabban. وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمدا نبيا. Let me say it and you say it after me, okay? Together. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد نبيا. All right, I have a question now. 4 times this is said, can be said, that we mentioned today, and what is the virtue of it? First person, you, Akhi Farzad. After the adhan, what did we say about the scholar's position concerning when you say this after the adhan? Good job, good job, good job. And there was something in this statement here that is different. We brought that to your attention. It's different. What is that, Mahmoud? Good job, good job. In most of them, the hadith said, Raditu billahi rabban wa bil islami dinan wa bi Muhammadin nabiyan. But in the adhan, he put it, Muhammad in the middle, second. Good job. Good job. But some scholars said, even if you kept it in that other way, no problem. But as the Prophet told Al-Bara ibn Azib, when he changed the thing, he told him, no, I didn't say that. I meant to be nabiyyika alladhi arsalt. I believe in your Rasul, he said. He said, I didn't say Rasul. I said Nabi. And he made sure that he said exactly what he said. But inshallah, al-Islam is easy. So in the morning, good job. 1, 2, 3. Good job, brothers. Good job. When is the second time that we mentioned where this is said? Abu Anas. At nighttime, and in the morning. At nighttime and in the morning. How many times should you say it in the nighttime or the morning, Brother Salim? You should say it 3 times. 3 times. All right. Number 3. Jamal, when is this hadith mentioned? When is this hadith, this dua? I come back to you. I want to add one time that this is mentioned. It's okay, Akhi Umar, because I'm going to mention so I don't forget it. This hadith can be mentioned as well in the way Umar did it. Because Umar is the Amir al-Mu'mineen. He's from the Salaf. He did what he did, and the Prophet aqarrahu alayh. He allowed it. When something happens and you see your mother is angry with you, your father is angry with you, he's upset that you left the house and you didn't tell him that you were going to Publix, for an example, and he's worried, what happened to my boy? And then he comes back and he sees his father's upset. And he wants to cool his father out, wants to cool his mother out. She wants to cool her husband out. She says to him, Raditu billahi rabban wa bil islami dinan wa bi Muhammadan nabiyan. And inshallah, the dhikr of Allah caused that person to calm down. How is the father going to remain upset with his son if he said that to him? How? I don't think anybody here, and we're all alpha males, all of us, inshallah, I don't think any of us, if we were upset with our family member and they said that to us, that we're going to remain being upset. It's going to cool you out. So that's another time that it can be said, because Umar did that in front of all of the people, and the Prophet heard it and saw it, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, we did 2 now. The third one. What's the third one, Jamal? We mentioned today, Raditu billahi rabban wa bil islami dinan, that you could say it in the morning and the night as from the adhkar. You could also say it at the adhan. There are 2 more that we mentioned tonight. 2 more. Sheikh Hashim. Fayruz. You came late? Abu Hadi. Jihad. So far, Abu Tariq always answered every question. He never ever missed a question. Abu Tariq. That's what we just mentioned. When your parents upset, two more, Jasim. The early bird always catches the worm, inshallah. Abu Isa. Ali Baba. Ismail. That is all, like we mentioned, wife, husband, your Muslim mudir, the boss, anybody who is in a position of authority, they have position with you, or even your brother, you're just trying to calm someone down. You have beef with your brother, something like that. So you say that to cool someone out and to show them, hey, I don't want this. One of those times is just to say it. Whoever just says it, wajibat lahu al-jannah. He just said it. He's sitting there in those 10 days or other than that, and he just said, making the dhikr, raditu billahi rabban. He just said it. Whoever says it, he will dhaqa ta'mal iman. Wajibat lahu al-jannah. The last time that we mentioned in this hadith was the hadith of Al-Abbas. Abbas said that the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one who says it, he will taste al-iman. And Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, he said that the Prophet said, whoever says that, then the Jannah is wajib upon him. So that's really one. If you say it just to say it as a dhikr, the reward of that is what was just mentioned. Okay, Ikhwan, inshallah, let's try our best, try to inculcate this and like put it in our daily lives to the best of our ability, especially from the adhkar of the sabah and the masa, especially those two times. You brothers have any questions? Any questions, Ikhwan?